Tulsi Gabbard has, as the Director of National Intelligence, alleged that President Barack Obama was part of a criminal conspiracy in which the allegation that she's presenting is that that President Obama and others conspired to, in essence, falsely characterize and falsely investigate on false pretenses Russia's investigation, or Russia's interference rather, with the 2016 presidential election. So numerous intelligence agencies, numerous congressional intelligence committees investigated Russia's engagement and interference in the 2016 election. And almost without exception, those agencies and congressional committees concluded, as did the Mueller report, that Russia actively and clearly engaged in a campaign to influence voters in the 2016 election via a series of technical social media efforts and propaganda efforts, and particularly efforts to obtain and hack Hillary Clinton's emails and then to release those emails in a manner that would create more division and ultimately that would help then candidate Donald Trump. She is seizing on the fact that there was not an actual alteration of actual vote count to say that the investigation was a criminal conspiracy, that President Obama was conspiring against Donald Trump, and in essence to blame Russia, and that it was criminal to continue the investigation after the results of the 2016 election were clear.
It's there, he's guilty. This was treason. This was every word you can think of. They tried to steal the election.
Treason is the one single crime that is defined in the Constitution of the United States. The terms of treason are very specific, very rarely invoked, an extraordinarily high bar, and the founders made treason a high bar to clear for a very specific reason, and one that feels especially pertinent right now, which is that historically autocratic regimes have used charges like treason to repress political dissent and to engage in campaigns of retribution. Campaigns of retribution against political enemies and adversaries produce a kind of endless, circular, what goes around comes around dynamic that is deeply detrimental to the rule of law, to decision making on the part of individuals when they're put in tough positions, as political leaders often are. A rigid standard for the definition of the crime. You've got consistency on the part of the president with the intelligence community and the congressional investigations and the special counsel Robert Mueller, and you've got a burden of proof. They're in a tough position if one is thinking of this as actually requiring an indictment or a prosecution and a conviction. But the nature and the specific ruling emphasized that the most secure and most immune conduct is conduct that can be characterized as the president's official conduct. What could be more officially presidential than investigating foreign interference in American democracy? Which is to say, Donald Trump is trying to pursue a prosecution that would run headlong into the very immunity that he himself litigated successfully and created. If the Supreme Court has any consistency and integrity whatsoever, the Supreme Court would have to declare Obama immune for the allegations that Tulsi Gabbard has lodged in this case.